Thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. I just want to cover a couple of things and try to impart a little bit of knowledge. Once again, I'm no doctor, I'm no veterinarian, but I ran into a few things which I began to question over a period of time. There was a particular vet who, every time I went in there, he was diagnosing the same thing with different animals. His course of action was to prescribe medications that were up around $300 a month, and this was in the late 80s, early 90s. Well, even my lightning fast mind began to figure out, hey, there's something quite wrong with here. And the more people I talked to who went to this same veterinarian said, yeah, he told us the same thing. Now, I don't want to take away from all the other veterinarians out there. I've met a number of great ones since then over the years. They have been absolutely wonderful to me and my pets. But as time has gone on, and being a chef in a former lifetime, I began to appreciate vitamins and minerals and those sorts of things in order to help stay healthier. Well, I got the brilliant idea some time back. Well, what about with animals? I've got a chocolate lab who's got a weak leg, and she's had issues with it over the years, and she's had these hot spots that she gets every summer, and it's the same thing I've had with other dogs in the past. We tried a number of things, including applying Desitin, which promptly got rubbed into the carpet and into a lot of the furniture. Okay, that was a fail. It was great for the wounds, but it didn't necessarily solve the problem. Individual vets suggested several other things that we tried, and with limited success, I had to try something else. All right, so what am I going to do for my thick, fluffy-haired animals? Well, lightning struck my brain. And yes, it hurt. So the idea came, why not put vegetable stock, which has all these minerals and vitamins that they need, and put that over their food and kibble in the morning? About a half cup or so where we started, and ended up that's really where we finished. So this goes on for about 4 days. I noticed that the red is going away, the irritation is going away, and they're not picking at their legs or their behinds anymore, which is where this rash sort of thing developed, was right at the hindquarters and the tail. Well, after a week or so, I can see this thing is all drying up and going away. After a couple of weeks, the hair's growing back. After a month, you can't even tell she had a problem. So now we're coming around to why I'm doing this video. If you've had a lot of issues and the vets are prescribing things that's not working, this might be worth a try, even in conjunction with what they're giving you. So consider this as a supplement, just like you would take different vitamins over the counter in order to stay healthy yourself. Oh yeah, and last week she started running again, or at least loping, which is something she hadn't done in quite some time. And she seems to be feeling a lot better with herself. What do we need to make this vegetable stock? Let's start with carrots. You can use the skins, you can use the tops, you can use the whole carrot itself. Cut it up, throw it in there. You can use celery. You can use greens of all kinds. Spinach, collard greens, kale, all of that. No potatoes, no onions, any of that. You will want a pot to put all those vegetables in. You want to add water enough to cover the top. You want to turn it on high. When it gets to a boil, you will want to turn it down to simmer. Put the lid on, but leave it ajar. You want that water to evaporate in there, and all those greens and carrots to cook down in there. After 4 to 5 hours, pull the pot, let it cool, get a colander and put it into a large bowl. Strain the elements into that colander, through that colander into the bowl. Now you want to get all those vegetables, carrots and all that, put it into the colander, everything that came out of the bottom, and you want to get a potato masher and you want to mash this really, really good. Get all that out of those vegetables. Make sure you get every bit you can because it's all going to count later. Transfer that stock into a container with a lid, seal it up tight. One thing to keep in mind as we get toward the end of this, and you'll see the rest of the video here, you want to keep this stock cold after it cools off. That's where you put it in the container, you put it in the refrigerator, because it will start to get a little rancid after a couple of days if you leave it out. So what I do with the dogs in the mornings is I will take, put their kibble in, put whatever other dog food I'll add into that, and I'll put a half a cup in each bowl, and that usually will do the job. This is not meant to be a replacement for veterinary care. It's a supplement. That's basically what I'm saying. It's basically to put additional vitamins back into their system, and hopefully it takes care of some of the things that they really need. I do want to give a shout out to Massimo up there in New Jersey for letting me pilfer his music for this project and for other projects in years past. Thank you, sir. And for everyone else, thank you very much for listening. This is like using old answers from the past to take care of the new. Like Back to the Wood.